everybody? It's your man Twan. Welcome back to another episode of Threads, man. We have a dope cast with us today. I got my boy Squeak in the building, Diego, KJ, Kaya, Maddie, and Dom. We're gonna be chopping it up, man. How everybody feeling? How everybody doing?
Good.
We are good.
So
that was crazy.
We've been like kind of like having little light conversations, you know, off camera and stuff. You know, everybody got, I hate to be saying this right now, but stripper names.
Yeah, stripper names.
So icebreaker.
So
the icebreaker right there, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So while we were waiting for our good friend Diego over here to come,
I was late.
our good friend Diego here to come, we decided to come up with stripper names, and we're gonna go over with our brother Squeak over there. And we're go from that direction.
We're not saying the names on camera. I'm not,
Yes, we are. We totally are.
Absolutely. I'm not saying.
Why are you being scared, Twan?
Yes.
You don't want them to
Change your name by the time we get there.
It's trademark, bro. It's trademark.
Trademark.
Everything has to be trademarked.
You got an
first.
LLC? Change your name.
Everything has to be trademarked first, pending patents, all that. You know what I mean?
I'm sure there's somebody with my name.
Listen, buddy.
I bet you there is.
100%.
We interrupt this program for an important news announcement.
So guys, we have an amazing cast here today. When Twan introduced everyone, we have Diego. Diego is the best director here in Detroit, and I'm gonna have him talk about himself really quick.
What up? Which camera is that?
The middle one, yeah.
I'm good behind the camera, but in front of it.
Yeah, the middle one with the fluffy thing.
So you got this
I don't know what to say. I'm pretty dope with the camera, I guess.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Damn.
I will be cutting.
Why are you
the fuck
acting
out
like
of
you're
this
not
shit, bro?
fully? You're not full of yourself.
I'm
You just
very
came
full of
here and
myself.
said that it was mediocre without you.
I
I know
know,
you have
I know.
something to say.
For those that don't know,
Well, what Dom said, he put it. For those that don't know me, so yeah, I go by directed by Diego. I direct some dope shit. I'm fucking dope. My life is dope.
Who have you worked with?
Shit, everybody in Detroit already. Fucking T Grizzly, Sada. Outside of Detroit, I work with Jordan Lucas, Gucci Man, Fabulous.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Say it with your chest, bro.
Kodak Black.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Damn, I'm trying to think of something recent.
Did you just do Jeezy?
I helped with the Jeezy video. Yes, I did help with. I didn't.
You also did.
Wait, you helped with that video?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The one with him and Payroll?
Yep.
That video was hard.
Yes.
Well, you also did Baby Tron.
Oh, I just did 2 Baby Tron videos, working on the 3rd one.
Okay, and you also did the guy from I forgot his name. Fabulous.
I just said that already.
You did.
I already said that. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah,
I be doing dope shit. I ain't
Fabulous.
gonna lie. I do dope shit. I'm pretty cool.
He is fucking dope. Okay,
I just don't go out nowhere. So you won't see
to
me.
Diego's right, we have KJ. KJ is an up and coming model here.
And dope actress. By the way.
Oh.
I'm only saying that because she's been in 3. Well, you've been in more videos than 3, right?
Oh yeah, I've been in probably like 15.
Well, I'm talking about just mine.
Yours probably like 3.
No,
or,
I feel like you've been in 4 or 5.
Well, we just did 3, and
Yeah,
then
we
we did another one.
So we have a video dropping Halloween.
And technically,
I'm in that.
I was in the Kodak video.
Yeah, you were in the Kodak.
Yeah.
Like, you guys both were.
I rode the dirt bike for no reason because you guys didn't even put that clip in.
Wait, we talking about the one with Vez?
Yes.
I didn't direct that one.
Yeah.
You were there?
I was there for like 5
there.
seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the one.
different. I did a different. I
The
did 2
second one
Kodak.
with the cars.
The one when they did the cars.
We worked on 2 Kodak Black
spin-offs.
videos. We did one with him, 2Gs, which I was trying to get you to do that one, but you didn't show up, so it's cool. It's all good.
No, it's not that I
No
didn't
hard
show
feelings.
up. I think it was
Okay,
half
guys.
naked.
Hold on. You guys are messing up the feng shui.
No.
Let's go back to KJ.
And but then I'm like, oh no, I want her in this other one, you know, because I fuck with Maddie, so like that's what I was getting at.
And then you
before
stopped
started
trying to
making-
book me.
Yeah. And then no, I did not do that show. And then yeah, so she was in the other one that I directed, and then yeah. But no, I didn't do the one with him the best.
Yeah. KJ, tell us more about yourself, though.
Well, I'm a freelance model, so I work for myself.
Dope.
I pride myself on networking. You know, I just try to be myself, and that's gotten me this far. So, you know, I'm just trying to keep doing my thing just by being me.
That's
and
beautiful.
I'm trying to get more into acting. I've been recently getting involved with production assisting on videos and films and stuff, commercials. So I'm just trying to get in there however I can, do whatever I can.
Like, what's that like experience like with you trying to like act and like and just like soaking up everything? Like, how do you like process all that like right now and stuff, and just the journey of everything, I guess?
I mean, it's just like something I've always seen myself doing, so it comes very natural to me. I think, you know, of course there's nuances to it, and like I do pick and choose. Like, I'm not signed to an agency, so I choose whatever videos I want to be in and whatnot. So, you know, it's kind of hard, like, deciding if you want to do a video and they want you to be, like, half naked or something. And you're like, is this really worth, like, the exposure or the money that I'm getting paid for this or whatever?
Yeah, Diego.
Usually,
is it really?
Well, it depends on what it is, but usually it's not necessary, and that's not the type of modeling that I do. Or, like, similarly, like, we could talk about this eventually, but, like, just, like, in general, like, a lot of music videos for rap artists, they want, like, girls that are, like, twerking and dancing, like, drugs, money, strip club. That's, like, the main, you know, themes of those videos. And, like, I've been in a few of those videos, but that's not really me. I'm not a dancer. I'm a model. I'm not here to dance. But, like, I respect that people can do that and that people are getting exposure through that. It's just harder to find more creative projects, and that's why I like working with Diego, because he has a lot of projects and artists that actually do videos that are, you know, have a storyline.
Somebody will send me a song and it's like a heartbreak song. I'm like, oh, you know what? You get murdered by your girlfriend like in this video. And I'm like, I know the perfect person.
Nice. Okay, so we also have Maddie here as well. Maddie has a lot of accolades, and I will let her tell you all of it.
I don't know. I'm bad at talking.
Okay, well, you're here, right? So, we're all bad at talking. Have you heard Squeak?
A few.
Oh, God. If you guys don't know, if you guys watched 2 episodes of Threads already, you already know about
I got a speech impediment.
So, Maddie, what's like some, I guess, like what have you, I guess, checked off your list of things to do?
I would say I'm a freelance model as well. I did music videos. Same as Kaya, I don't really enjoy the half-naked booty shaking booty videos or music videos. I recently just finished filming Wildin' Out, the TV show, so that's super excited. I'll be on the next 2 seasons. And then I am upcoming. I have Creator Con coming up. So yeah, Fred, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Fred.
I have Creator Con. That's November 15th, I believe.
Nice.
So that's exciting.
Okay, so tell us about your experience with Wildin' Out. You know, what is the whole ambiance that comes around with that? Especially being a Wildin' Out girl.
Really, just focus on work. That's like, it's literally just another job.
Right.
And like, yes, it's fun and you're enjoying your time, but you also do have to remember that it's an establishment. It's like a business.
I agree.
I would say the whole like atmosphere is something you have to get used to, but that's with the industry itself. So it's a lot to take in, but you just have to protect your energy at all costs.
I ain't gonna lie, and since you're a Wild Now girl, I can ask this. Because I've always just wondered.
You can't ask me if it's scripted.
No, not that.
Okay.
Not that. Do any of those niggas hit on the Wild Now girls?
They all do.
Okay.
I feel like that's obvious.
No, but I don't be doing something.
If
because like in some cases, let's say athletes, they can't mingle with cheerleaders.
Psych! I switched it!
Like
They can't. It's in their contract and all that. They can't mingle with cheerleaders.
I'm sure they still do it anyways.
Yeah, they do it anyway.
But they're not supposed to. That's why I'm asking.
No, yeah. So we're not supposed to interact with any male cast.
Okay. See?
Which obviously is normal because they're your coworkers who wants to mix business and pleasure, because sometimes that never goes well. But
does it? Is that a thing?
It depends on who you
Business and pleasure.
Business and pleasure, I feel like that's a terrible I mean, when it comes into relationships
okay.
aspects of it. But yeah, we're not supposed to, but you can tell they all try. They all 100%. Definitely try and flirt.
The Kenn's like, that's my 18th baby mama.
18.
My man's got 12 kids. It's crazy.
Yes, he just his 12th. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
His world's about to be repopulated thanks to the Cannon.
And he says that's what he's trying to do.
That's crazy. Anyways.
So throughout.
So throughout, imagine going to high school and then like you trying to jump one of Nick Cannon's kids and.
We need to unite against a greater enemy, and that enemy's name is Mom and Dad. Oh my God!
You got a whole football team of motherfuckers just beating your ass.
That is
just do a little.
That is something to think about. That is something to think about. It's like what is that movie? There's a movie with like Cheaper by the Dozen. Yeah, that's definitely a scene. So throughout this whole episode, we're gonna be asking you guys a whole bunch of questions, and I want you guys to be as transparent as possible, right? Marketing Dad, are you able to pull it up?
I ain't gonna lie with. I'm gonna change marketing.
Why not?
I don't feel
Wait, hey, Marketing Dad, we never got your stripper name.
Marketing Dad.
That's not a good one.
It's not a good one.
He's the
dad probably shouldn't be.
He's the house dad. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to
The one in the bathroom.
The house dad.
You know how strippers have house moms to make sure the strippers are good?
Yeah, y'all were leaving together, but you almost forgot this one right here.
That is crazy.
All right. So Squeak, start us off, my brother. Start us off.
He told you.
Okay, KJ, I got a question for you. How would you and Maddie, how would y'all define your styles?
Oh, I'm an athleisure girl. I mostly go for athletic, comfortable clothes. I wear a lot of black, a lot of basic neutral colors because I don't really like having too many clothes, so I just like to mix and match.
Go ahead.
Neutrals.
Do you guys consider black a color or a shade? Very off topic. I'm so sorry.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Technically, black's not a color.
It's a shade. It would be a shade, no?
Because don't they say like white is all colors and black is no color?
Yeah.
I get that. But when it comes to items, right? When it comes to tangible items,
black is a color. For sure.
Black is a color. Because when black, oh my God, I hate you.
No, he said black.
No, he said black.
I said black.
He said black, and I just
listen. So when it comes to tangible items, clothing, right? When it comes to clothing, when we look at Pantones, we have to say 0007, whatever. You know what I'm saying, or black. So we can't just say, oh, it's a shade black. You know what I'm saying? So essentially, I can disagree with that whole statement of being a shade as well as a color. Yeah. So when it comes to when you say athleisure, why is that the defining factor for your?
You said athleisure?
Yeah, athleisure. Why is that? Can you expand on that?
I mean, I just think it's the most comfortable yet stylish. Like I can wear sweatpants. Like these are like comfortable velvet Nike sweatpants, but they're still stylish because they're cute. Like I'm not wearing like Walmart sweatpants. You know what I mean? Like
Walmart sweatpants are so cute though.
Yeah.
That is so fat.
They can, but you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, like
Walmart be having that shit.
It's not about the brand. I'm just mean like as far as like being put together. You know, as far as the outfit being put together, like I try to create like a look with comfortable clothes.
Okay.
Like athletic wear.
I was like, y'all two got like dope style.
You guys do.
I mean, that's what I go to everyday style.
Black and athleisure.
Yeah. But like on Instagram, I like to be versatile with my outfits and stuff. Like depending on what I'm doing, like I can really do whatever.
And what about you, Maddie? So just to like piggyback on what KJ was saying, what's your style?
I would say it's kind of similar. I hate heels. I like heels as a choice is rare.
Right. That is crazy. I've rarely seen you in heels.
That's what I'm saying.
You're always in sneakers.
And it's rare for me to wear a dress unless like I want to feel like,
And that's on period. So yeah.
What is that? Can you tell us what this means?
A little pizzazz, like
dressed up.
Yeah, a little baddie.
If you don't know, you don't know, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. You don't know. Like
listen, bro.
Hey, listen.
It's either you in the game or you're not.
Listen, I know. What about that?
I mean,
it's
you know.
Like when you put the emphasis
giving all the sauce away. What you mean?
Okay.
It's just part of being a girl. I think sometimes like a lot of us have our styles, like our everyday wears, and then like we can really go crazy with like getting the dress
depending on how you're feeling,
depending on what the
mood, the occasion.
Yeah, the occasion.
Listen, when it comes to women's wear and just me just diving into just the whole industry of style and fashion, you guys have a lot more versatility.
Man,
y'all.
Women can get almost. You guys can wear a lot of shit.
Y'all can throw something we would wear on.
That's what I was gonna say. If I'm being honest, I prefer men's clothes.
Right.
Like I go in the men's section for sweatshirts, sweatpants, like. Yeah. Depending on what it is.
So
I can't wear.
What is the type? Are you guys all for inclusion when men shop?
It depends on the type of outfit.
Yes. Why would that be a problem?
I was just asking.
Question for both of y'all. Sorry, Diego, you know this one.
No, it's cool.
Do you believe in pretty girl privilege?
Yes, 100%.
Please.
I can say that I
speak to the people, please.
I have probably paid to get into one club.
In my entire
years of being able to go.
That's fucking crazy.
And I can say that I've only bought a bottle once in the club, and it was for my friend's birthday. And every time I go to the club, I somehow end up with a bottle of Moet in my hand. So.
Because you're very photogenic, so like. Make sure she gets a bottle.
That's a part of pretty girl privilege.
Yeah, that's a part of pretty girl.
And it goes beyond just like nightlife stuff too. Like even just in day-to-day things, you kind of just peep how people treat you differently.
Why is that?
What's like some experiences?
If you really want to like get into it, it's really because of the way society's set up. You know, it's kind of like. Patriarchal views.
I like to expand on this question because, like you said, there's different patriarchal views, right? Mm-hmm. But there's also just one particular patriarchal view of inclusion, but that's never 100% like expanded upon because of what you guys are just talking about.
Yeah, it's
privilege,
hard. Yeah.
Right?
Well, because there's like kind of like a standard of what. Girls like are the it girls, like the main standard. It changes over decades. I mean, people used to
be like skinny girls.
Yeah, people used to like white skinny girls, and now it's like BBL bodies. It's always changing, all that. But you know, I don't know. It's just weird that a lot of times like men will only do favors and do things for you when they think that. In the back of their head, there's some sort of like possibility of some sort. Like women are always constantly being sexualized.
Always.
I get that.
Even when it's like an unconscious thing, like it's always happening.
What's the unconscious aspect? Because I always hear women say that, but I don't. Like me as a man, I don't think like. I feel like I know when I'm sexualizing someone versus when I know.
I don't think it's always overt and like apparent to you because it's just kind of like. I guess I would say it's like, I don't know, imprinted in your mind of the way you've seen other men like act when you were growing up, and I don't know. I don't have a specific example, but like,
okay.
I just.
So Diego, just to touch on this too, does pretty girl privilege also apply to your casting?
Yes.
I mean, look, yes.
Yeah,
yes and no.
Yes and no.
Yes and no, because me personally, if it depends what I'm doing. Because a lot of times,
True.
Oh, yeah. A lot of times I want someone that can do good. I need you to act with. If you're not a good actress, like the fuck am I doing? If it's a storyline type of thing, like if these two are trying to like go for the same role, and I'm like, you know, they're both pretty, right? And there's one other girl, and it's like a better actress. I'm gonna choose the better actress, bro. Me personally.
Okay, good.
Yeah, me personally. But in the grand scheme of things, when you're trying to generalize everything, of course you want a pretty face on there. You know what I'm saying? So if she's like nearly as good as her, then I might have to just.
Oh, my bad.
But so in a sense for entertainment, of course, because they want pretty faces. But you know, there's people that are great actresses that aren't pretty. You ever watch Invisible Man? she was the lead in that movie, and she was not.
Horrible.
I want to say she's ugly, like traditionally speaking.
There's somebody for everybody.
Traditionally speaking, like
acting was horrible to me. Not her look.
No. I mean, she was a good actress, but like traditionally speaking, if you look at her, she's not the most attractive person, right? And most people, like and the same thing but like versus like.
Damn, I sounded like
you did sound pretty bad.
I sounded like a
but she was a good actress. She killed the role. She killed the role, I think. But again, if you look at her, she's not the prettiest actress.
But that wasn't important. It wasn't important for her to be attractive for that role.
Well, for certain things, it doesn't. It's not important. For like a music video, though, if you're trying to do, I just need pretty girls in the club. Of course, you want this pretty girl that has a nice body, that has good sex appeal. You know what I'm saying?
The industry
is wait. She just said sex sells.
Yeah, but look, I find it
men
are sexualized too. Because
men do get sexualized.
You watch a Nicki Minaj video, and there's no ugly dancing guys there. Like,
absolutely
not. No, they got 6 packs. They got all this shit. You know what I'm saying? They're traditionally good looking guys. They're not gonna have like, oh man, get Diego. He's got a dad bod. They're not gonna want that. You know?
Why not?
Yeah, but they might have
because
a purpose for
men
that.
are being sexualized too. Not as much as often.
Why don't I think too?
Like, go ahead.
I was gonna say why is that like something that's not combated? Like I feel like if we know sex sells and we know that it's wrong to sell sex, but we know it works, but it's just wrong morally to sell sex. Why do we still engage in it?
Because it's hard to you can't.
It's the oldest. Are you talking about
that's like somebody saying
that's been a thing.
Are you talking about just like sex in general, or like actually?
You also have to,
like. Are you asking like prostitution and sex, or are you just saying like how
sexualizing is what I'm saying. I'm not saying like the specific sex. I'm just saying sexualizing.
I think you also have to think about the younger generations and what they're seeing and like learning from. And it's like my sister learns and thinks like the prettiest girl is. Her body is banging and she's half naked. Like it's like you have to.
But I mean that's been like that forever. Like,
absolutely.
In degrees, in tiers. I agree.
But it's because when you're scrolling down TikTok or you're scrolling down Instagram, the people with the most likes are the half naked.
Oh yeah, but then if you go back to like before any of us were born, like 60s, 70s, 80s, a lot of times they were dressed a certain way.
Social media was not.
You know what I mean? Like Playboy existed, but what back in the 60s?
Yes,
50s. And they were traditionally. They're always gonna be naked, and those times, blondes or whatever were like the beauty standard. You know what I'm saying? Versus now, it's like you want.
But they still are to some people.
To some people, but now I feel like a more exotic looking women are the standard.
Where to the half naked point, and I've always thought this. Where did that come from? Because for
it's
me,
always been a thing.
See, like. Where did it come from on like a social media aspect? Because for me, I'll look at Twitter started it.
Twitter,
like I'll look. I always think
before that.
I always think back
on a platform.
on a platform. I'm saying like for me, like like the pictures that we see now, back in the day, bro, we used to like, oh, this is a nude. Whether she was like airing lingerie or not, like we was like, that's a nude, and it was only on our phone.
Yeah.
And it's so different to me now, and it's trippy as hell to me now, where it's like you scroll. And that same type of picture, same concept is on the timeline for everybody.
On Twitter right now, it looks like.
I don't even like.
I was gonna say I think it's Twitter is where it came from.
I don't even like stuff that are women. And I still for whatever reason on my explore page.
But it might be because of the pages that you like.
I get a shit ton of women too, bro.
You get mad. Like I'm sick of seeing this.
Like I don't.
Same thing.
I literally like it's just dead to us.
I feel like it's part of a broader and deeper issue than just like. It on a surface level, because back to the sex sells thing, it's always been a thing. Like Marketing Dad said, it's genetic. We're all always going to sexualize each other because, that's kind of the purpose of being a human.
Especially women.
100%.
But
a woman will look at another woman. And a guy will for sure 100% look at them. Because you'll say we're all walking at them in the mall.
I'm not gonna lie.
And you see a girl with a fat ass.
I would be the first one to turn around and be
Maddie will look, Twan will look, we all will look, damn, she got a fat ass. You know what I'm saying? We will all look.
Or I would say that's a very upstanding young lady.
In our heads, we're like, she got a fat ass.
It's part of the greater problem.
That is how you act.
100%.
The society that we live in, they're just so focused on making money off of everything. That's why social media has become the way it is. And like OnlyFans, and like we're seeing all this like major shift of growth like towards just making money. And I think it's part of being in a late stage capitalistic society.
Well, I mean, with OnlyFans, I feel like it just before I think OnlyFans it was a platform to give people that don't normally want to do certain things or don't want to break into an industry like, oh, I would love to take photos naked and sell them, but I don't want to do it via being a porn star or via trying to be a model on fucking a Playboy, because a lot of girls will try to be Playboy playmates. And they don't meet their standards, but OnlyFans cut that middleman like, fuck that, you could do it. And then the guys that like this type of woman or man.
That's exactly to my point of saying, like, people are trying to make quick money in the easiest way that they can. And if they know that sex sells, they're going to give it to people in the quickest and easiest format. And it's been a lot easier in the past 5 years than it has been 10, 15 years ago. Because there's new technology and there's new developments and it's all connected.
It's the oldest profession.
Yeah, I agree. And let me take a step back from all of this, and this is one of the biggest reasons why we are doing Threads, right? Essentially, is to kind of touch base on all of these particular subject matters, right? And us as a clothing brand, we want to shine a light on just like the back end, like, and more cultural aspect of everything. So, you know, we do want to. Our main goal is to obviously sell. Right? That's our main goal. But I think one of the key points for us is to tell a story and just really just shine a light on the story that we're trying to tell as a brand. So I appreciate you guys just touching bases on this as a whole, because it's really showing to me that artistry and just the art itself is for some people, well, for most people, is way more important than just all that superficial stuff.
Yeah. I think we in a generation too where like art is prominent.
Yeah.
I think art is very prominent right now, and I think in a lot of different ways, like photography, videography, whether you're actually hand painting some shit or just creating whatever the fuck you're creating. I think we've come to a point in society where it's so much chaos to where we need things that relieve us from it. And I think art without a doubt for millennials and Gen Z is that relief.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Millennials, Gen Z,
I would say
and
art saved my life for sure.
What's
the youngest one?
What's after Gen Z?
I don't know.
No, it ain't happening yet. They ain't happening. They're not.
Yes.
So I got a question.
Babies, right?
I got a question. Jumping off of what Diego said about how art saved his life, in all y'all careers, how do y'all deal with y'all mental health?
Ooh,
I feel like it's really important if you feel overwhelmed or like you just feel off to step back, because I have a problem where like if I'm going through something mentally, I constantly overwork myself to distract myself from what I got going on. But in the long run, eventually 3 months down the line, I snap, I break, and then I'm MIA for 2 to 3 weeks, and then that's messing up my bag for 2 to 3 weeks.
So how do you find when you go through that like little stint of time? How do you find your center?
I would say really just turning my phone off and sitting down and just thinking about. It depends what is hurting me, but really thinking about why I keep going and what I want and what my end goal is in the long run.
Okay.
I used to do the same thing, just overwork myself.
I've been doing that
but
my whole life.
Now what I do is I find something that I want to do just to do it, like create without any type of like pressure from a client or anything else. Like recently I felt the same. Like, damn, I'm going through a lot right now. And I'm like, so I was like, nah, let me write a short film. You know what I'm saying? Or if I do have to do something for a client, I'll flip it to whatever's bothering me and make that a storyline for a video, because I've done that a few times. You know? That's how I get these like this guy sent me a song. It was like a breakup song, and I was kind of going through some shit at the time.
Wow.
And I'm like, bro, what if we did this? And then like I just kind of like it just made me feel better. You get what I'm saying? Like use my
release.
Yeah, 100%.
Art is a creative outlet.
How do you find your center, KJ?
I personally deal with a lot of like anxiety, and with anxiety, it's mostly irrational fears about stuff that doesn't make sense. But I literally just physically do not feel, safe or okay. So like that can kind of get in the way. When I'm trying to network and do things, I get overwhelmed being in spaces with new people, strangers I've never seen before, and like even like with video shoots. I'll like there's been a couple of times where I've done a shoot and I didn't know these people, and these are people I know on Instagram but I've never actually met in real life before. Yeah. And so like I get there and I'm just like, this is so weird, and like maybe we're like smoking or drinking a little bit, and then I'm like, this is really weird. I've never been around these people before.
So you thinking like you gotta calm? She's like, no,
I agree with that because
for
the time I've been styling people, you're right, and when I work with these models, I always make sure I converse. That's why I was talking to you.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. I always love when I find somebody like that.
I was talking to you and Joy just to kind of get you guys a little bit more comfortable because I understand the industry, right? I understand how it feels like for a young lady to just come there out of nowhere with all these dudes and just like, just you know, this is what you're gonna do and this is what you're gonna wear and this is how I want you to act. So essentially, just having somebody there just to help them calm down a little bit, like just let they know they're safe.
That's one thing too, like just slightly off topic, but like that's just one thing like about us as like friends that I like about us, how we are with women, like. We try to like make it comfortable because we see how dudes can be weird and stuff. But I know y'all like hang with Stu too. Like y'all can see it with him too probably. But
definitely,
it's like I don't know. Like
it's like I feel like there's a lot of different type of men in the world.
Yeah.
And you guys are the ones that can make it comfortable.
I always ask that too when they're doing something like in clothing. Like I asked her, like, are you comfortable with this? Like, what will make you comfortable? And then even on set. Sometimes if I can, I'll bring a woman and be like, hey, ask her to do this for me. Because like I feel weird as a man saying like, hey, could you like do this? You know what I mean? Like certain things.
Tune it up for me.
Yeah, please.
Watch your back, girl.
But a girl can be like hype a girl up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
it
she won't feel as weird. Like
you look bad as hell. Arch that shit.
So while we're on the topic of like videos, Diego, you worked on a lot of sets, right? A lot of sets, and somebody watching this right now is like, yo, I want to get into this field, essentially, right? What are the do's and don'ts of what to do? You know what I'm saying? Essentially, when it comes to like ethics, when it comes to also like work environment as well, you know.
I would say the don'ts.
Yeah.
Is, and it's hard to say this at a time, but I'd still say kind of be a little picky at first, not super picky, obviously, but I would say don't just take everything. Yes. Sometimes you'll trap yourself, and like, you know, because you want to make this like, it's harder to go up. I mean, it's harder to go up on price when you start really low.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Not all money is good money.
Yeah, exactly. Like you'll like poison, like you'll like get yourself in. You'll like this happened to me early on because nobody was like, "Hey, don't do this." You know, I learned a lot of shit by making mistakes. But like I would start real low just because I wanted to work with that person, and then it's like when they were getting more money, it's like, "Hey, you know, what about me?" You know what I mean? Like, and then they start acting weird. It's like, so it's just like a lot of time, and then or you become Hollywood when you want. It's like the worst thing is you become. The worst thing about that is when you start to realize your value, people are your Hollywood.
Yeah,
I relate to
I hate that.
100%.
I appreciate that.
So I would say still kind of be
That
picky.
Translates.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
And if you're gonna do something for next to nothing, do something with a creative that is cool with doing
something that's like so left from what you normally do.
Yeah, like if I had a friend that was down for whatever to do any type of content. So I'm like, bet I would do all the free shit that I would practice with him because it wasn't no pressure. It wasn't we just do some shit that we would just both. I mean, this is a dope idea. Let's do this and figure out how we accomplish it. So I would say do that. Find an artist that you can kind of, or a friend or whatever that is cool. Just you guys just doing some shit. There's no pressure on like, oh, this has to be out right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so you have to have a happy medium.
Yeah, 100%. There's always anything. Finding a balance.
I think you gotta find that happy first though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when you just like find the medium first, and you're just stuck in the medium.
And I think a lot of
you
times
don't know what the happy side is really.
I think a lot of times
you never really find the happiness.
Well, I don't want to say guys, but people that shoot videos in general are they want to make money, and I get it. You have to make money, right? Because you invested all this money. But like, look at the time you're putting in this shit. Like that's the one thing too. People don't realize like how much time you're putting in the day to shoot, the day to edit, the day to maybe to prep. People don't realize that. They'll be like, oh, I'll do a video for $150, and you realize like, all right, after I've worked fucking 20 hours total on this project, do the math on $150.
100%.
what is that, like fucking $7 an hour? You're making minimum wage.
Yeah.
And those guys don't realize that. You know what I'm saying? But they're like, oh, I'm gonna go do, you know, this for, you know, I'll do 3 videos in a day. I'm like, bro, you're burning yourself out now. You know what I'm saying? And you're starting so low, doing so much shit, and then it's like, and then everybody expects the world. Every client expects the world. Like, they want you to deliver a Chris Brown type video for fucking $300. You know what I'm saying? This is like, bro, like, be realistic right now. Like,
If you had to say what is, I mean, I think 150 every videographer starts off at.
I mean, find a price that you're good at, and then figure out like, find a price you're comfortable with, and figure out like the time that you're not like, because again, world time is money. You know
I guess like for those that, like, cause I'm not a videographer, but this kind of relates to me in a sense as far as the topic. Sometimes like I have an issue with valuing myself and my price, and when I do come to a set price in my mind, like it'd be like, okay, that makes sense. Like, I guess, like, how would you explain that, like, for a video, up and coming videographer, for them to figure out, and for them to process that type of?
I would say what I just said, like, figure out how much time this project is gonna take you. Say a videographer starts doing promo videos for clubs. Like, all right, if you're gonna start at a price, start whatever price that is. And I'm like, all right, this video is only going to be a minute long. I'm only going to be there X amount of time. Figure out like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, when people figure out that, then you realize, all right, you kind of break down the hours.
But then what if you run into the situation where, and I've seen this happen, but you have dope videographer. I'll just say, dope videographer. I ain't gonna say names, but dope videographer. You know he or she.
Gotcha, bitch.
Man.
You know he or she.
I know almost every videographer, and I know almost all the good women. But go ahead.
Go ahead, brother.
You know she charge a bag,
right?
But yet you still try to get her cheap.
I mean, not everybody does that, bro. Everybody does that for everybody, bro.
But some people, I feel like not saying that the girl gave in, because I don't think she never did it. Actually, she never did it. But for somebody who is in that position, that actually might do it for cheaper than what they, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, what's the question is? What's the question?
The question is, should you take a lower bag just for the opportunity?
You have to weigh.
You have to weigh out the options. Yeah, you have to weigh the options, man. Like because like okay, let's just say this. Like sometimes I'll look at a budget for a video and I'm like, damn, I might not like. Okay, I'm gonna put this out there. Like the Kodak video is a perfect example. I had to co-direct it, so I had to split the bag with the other director. But in the grand scheme of things, it was a good look for me. He already had Godi videos and all these big artists. He was trying to give it to me, but they weren't gonna just give it to me like how he would expect it. Because I would have just did it myself. And he knows I'm very capable of it. But that's why if you were there, I was pretty much running the shows in my neighborhood. It doesn't matter. He kind of step back, but I had to take. I for one took a pay cut for the opportunity, but it wasn't a huge pay cut. And also sometimes I'll take a pay cut if it means the creative is gonna not suffer. So like, if they're like trying to pay me 3 bands for a video, but they can't hire all the models, but I want 10 models. All right, let's take my shit down 500 so we can get the models we need because I know this is gonna be a good look. I will sometimes do that.
That's
not for. I'm just giving an example. Not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's a fair example. Though.
For that particular video, I did that. I'm like, all right. It's a good look for me because it's gonna be on my shit, you know. And I'm like, I can hire my crew. I can have the people I want working on this. They're gonna make their money. I might not make as big as bag as because I have to split it with the other person.
Yeah.
But to them, they looked at it the same way. Like, you know, this is a big opportunity for you as well. So yeah. And again, it's like weighing your options. Like you gotta look at the good and the bad.
So just
because that brings your value up at that point.
I agree because I feel like exclusivity for sure brings your value up. There's not even for me, like even on like a hosting aspect, and I always tie like hosting and even radio together in a sense, kind of. But I always look at like the new up and coming host, and I'll be like, bro, like, yeah, you got this momentum, like, but understand that like if you just keep accepting like a bag. Whether it's a set price or not, you're gonna dilute yourself in a way to where you're not even fucking valuable.
That's why I don't do club videos.
That's what I'm saying. Like you know,
I mean, you might catch me in there, if like I'm pulling a favor for a friend, like I've done shit for Joey, you know what I'm saying, for you guys, you know what I'm saying. But like you don't catch me over there in Alex every weekend shooting a fucking club video because I know that'll bring me as who I am. Like I don't do that. You know what I'm
Compared
saying?
to what you.
So let's ask the girls. Let's ask the girls that particular question as well. Like when is it like the right time to compromise, and when is it the right time to be like, you know, this is my price and my price and more.
I think this whole conversation does translate very well to
Yeah,
too.
Absolutely.
Definitely weigh options out.
Yeah. And like it depends on your own personal goals too.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said earlier, we're both freelance, so we're not signed to an agency. There's not somebody that we're like a higher up we're talking to and discussing this with. Maybe we'll talk about it with our friends and be like, oh, you know, just for advice. But I think for me at least, I've done a lot of videos. Like I started out doing videos for people doing like little shitty like, you know, basement music.
Something about the girl.
Rap songs and like
she's like, she's my worst carefully right there.
Yeah, I have a fair share of like videos and that weren't like high cost production or, you know, a good song.
Right.
No offense. No, I'm not gonna name any names, but like
I've been there.
As you continue to network and see more opportunities and work with people like Diego or like Sai, any other directors or artists, like, you know, I think
it opens
it opens more doors. Yeah. So
well, plus too, like to piggyback off of her statement, finding reliable models is the hardest thing in the world.
100%.
Like
100%.
Like,
wait, really? I would think every girl be down.
No, bro, because and even if if there's no money involved or money involved, sometimes they're just flake when they want to play.
100%.
I've had instances where like
flake.
Oh, flake! I just didn't want to fight. I was like, what type of shit?
Like I've had instances where in the past, like I'm talking about like early on, where I'm like, all right, you're gonna get paid X amount, and it was good money for like an hour or two, and all right, cool, I'll be there, and they don't show up. Then you gotta fucking rush to find somebody,
100%.
and then like that person might be like, well, I'm like second choice. What the fuck, like. Just it's just it just sucks like because like once you but then at the same time you can't just keep putting you can't keep putting the same person because people notice, you know, they're like, oh, this girl's in all your videos, like Kaya's been in 3 because those 3 are connected to each other. That's why
it's different for fashion though.
Well, it's a trilogy.
Yeah. Well, after that one,
it's green eyes and the eyeliners. So you died, didn't you?
Yeah, I died.
So after that one, they liked it so much.
I killed them.
They liked it so much that they wanted to continue how they met and then how they conclude their relationship.
So here, guys, if you guys are, you know, when you guys see this, you guys can see the actual differentiation from music to fashion. Because in fashion, it's normalized to have one girl or one guy, right? You know what I'm saying? You have the supers, and that's they're gonna be part of the whole like rollout for everything, right? For music videos, it, as you guys can see right now and hear, is totally different, right? For me, I would love to have like that one it girl, right? Because when it comes to portrait or when it comes to like kind of like or just the video aspects of everything, when a person sees that person in a clothes, in our clothes or in any clothes in general, that's how they're gonna perceive the line.
They're gonna connect it.
Yeah,
I can say that because with my modeling, I work with a brand called Form Fit, and I'm literally wearing their clothes right now. But shout out Form Fit. I was one of their first models that when she started her brand, and now her brand is like all across the country. And I would say I've met a lot of girls that have came up to me like, oh my god, you're a Form Fit model. Like you work with Form Fit, don't you? And I'm like, yeah. Like I enjoy doing that. Like I enjoy being able to stick with one brand, and also
the face of that brand.
And it also makes it easier. Like it makes me more comfortable because you have a connection. It's like a family almost when you do it that way.
And it's a beautiful thing that you're saying that is because that's essentially like that's what differentiates like the music industry, music video world to fashion. You know what I'm saying? Because you have in fashion you will have household names. You will know like your Gigi Hadid's and Tyra Banks. You know what I'm saying? So like you will know like if you're a fashion brand and you correlate yourself with a specific brand and if you guys watching this and you notice like some of the bigger brands that you guys see, and you'll see that there's repetition in models that they have.
Quick question, like the type of modeling, I know you both said you have a freelance, but well, I guess it's like a two-part question. But the first one is, do you guys ever see yourselves like signing with an agency? And then like the second question, I'll let you guys answer the first one first.
I would say yes and no, because the thing about agencies is that it's not like it's hard to get signed to an agency. It's more about region, and like I don't want to leave Michigan or Detroit like within the next year, but like after that, you know, I would be willing to go to places like New York or Chicago or LA or
which
Miami,
is where most of
all those big name agencies are. There are agencies out here and like mothering agencies which help you get signed or jobs from bigger agencies, but like I just find it very simple and satisfying to find my own work and do it that way, because it's not like it's my main career. Like you know, I have other goals and stuff. I just want to do what I can with modeling while I can, and like see how far I can take it. But it's not like
so. I think a lot of models transition.
It's not the goal.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So I feel like being an actress is probably like, I don't want to say, I think it's a majority of goals for a lot of girls that model or being a supermodel, but like, because they end up being actresses.
But a lot of models, I wouldn't say a lot of models, some models don't have any personality.
No, 100%, yeah.
And that just,
I feel like
there's definitely different types, different categories.
No,
like.
I feel like that happens.
Oh, my second question was too. Oh my bad. My second question was, do you guys well, what y'all saying? It's not like a forefront driven thing for y'all to be models or anything like this. Just what y'all do on the side. Do you have like a preference as far as like runway or editorial?
I've done like 3 fashion shows. Me personally, I like just studio work. I enjoyed doing my fashion shows. They were all like just Detroit local fashion shows. I've done 2 Form Fit fashion shows, and the next one will be at Masonic Temple, so that one I'm super excited about. It's fun, but I get nervous easily, so like me being main center of attention sometimes, especially walking down a runway, gives me anxiety.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I used to run with
Squeak.
so I know exactly.
As a stylist, right? What are some of the things that you want to ask the panels that we have with us right now to kind of gauge our crowd a little bit and give them insights on what to wear, what not to wear, and you know.
What are you talking about? The loony wheels.
You make these questions very complicated.
Okay, you're going into the club.
I think it's a whole bunch of words.
Club or date? What is your go-to outfit? Both of y'all.
Club or date?
Yeah, club first.
Same fit, like okay. Okay, I get what you're saying.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm terrible at dressing myself. I call all my friends to dress me.
Me too.
I'm not gonna lie. Like if I go out, I'm.
Come on, brother. What's up, fam? You know that.
Either calling Kaya or I'm calling our friend Issa, and I'm like, all right, help me pick out my outfit.
I would say usually like a date night and then the club sort of night could be like the same outfit with like one like removable like a jacket or something, change of shoes, something. Layers for anything, because you know layers,
I would say jeans.
Layers allow versatility.
Jeans, like booty heels, and like layered tops.
I have a question just piggyback on that. What would you guys not wear on a date? What's a no?
I would wear sweatpants and Crocs.
Yeah, it depends on where the date.
Like if a guy's taking you like, let's just say he's taking you to Prime and Proper. You would wear Crocs. I
don't like Prime and Proper, but
I mean that's associated with like being.
I would wear jeans and nice. We love Prime and Proper.
Yeah, we love Prime and Proper over here. And Casper,
jeans,
don't talk about my people.
Heels, and a shirt. I think.
But I'm saying like certain restaurants you associate with like.
Or like a sweater dress.
Because I took a girl on a date once to Powell and she had sweatpants and I was just like, she still looked good. She was pretty. But I'm like
privilege.
But I'm like
privilege.
The whole time I'm like, in my head no. In my head though, it was to me. I'm not seeing her no more. But to me, I'm like, I don't want to date.
Listen, we had this conversation.
I personally wouldn't date a girl if we go to Applebee's or some stupid shit.
Listen, we had this conversation our first episode. If you guys haven't checked it out, check that out. But I will say something if you are not dressed, bro. Like I'm that type of person.
You didn't even say that. Taki said that.
No, but I still would say that. I really would say that.
Wait, I wouldn't say. I wouldn't like outright like.
Meanwhile,
I like subtle with like how.
No, I'm not subtle. I say straight up, you look stupid.
No, but I agree with Taki.
Or even that. Like I wouldn't say like I wouldn't say like.
So like this outfit isn't date.
I wouldn't take.
Like I couldn't wear this on a date.
A specific date.
You could wear it to like.
It depends on where we're going.
Yeah, we go to the movies. But if I want to take it to a nice restaurant,
she's not gonna wear something.
I was gonna say I'm not gonna wear this to a nice restaurant.
But you just said somebody wore it.
I wouldn't say something. I would make a comment. I would make like a noise like.
No, I'm not gonna.
But if I was like, man, let's go to the movies.
One time,
we just went.
I was gonna say one time we went on like I wouldn't even say a double date because it wasn't a double date.
It was a double date.
But it wasn't.
I want to hear this. Who was the two dudes?
whoa. Daddy, chill.
It wasn't even a date. It was me. We went. It was me, Josie, you.
It was me and her, and then it was 2 other people. So we went to Nara. It was 3 other people. No, it was 4 other people.
Wait,
5 other people.
How many girls and how many guys?
It was a group thing.
It was 4 girls and 3 guys.
Turn up then.
We went to a hibachi restaurant. So we went to a hibachi restaurant in West Bloomfield, and me and Kaya and Josie all walked out of the house in sweatpants, house shoes, hair in a bun.
Wait, time out. But you guys just said you didn't consider it a date.
Yeah,
no, it wasn't a date.
So it wasn't a date.
And I also said,
but they were crispy though.
They weren't crispy, but they had like
they had their best
time.
And I literally was like,
it was a fit.
It was a fit.
It was a casual fit. It was a good casual fit. But
let's
switch the roles. If if you considered it a date, would you have changed your fit?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So what made it?
Your situation wasn't a date.
I feel like my situation.
Wait, did when they approached y'all with the idea? Because I'm pretty sure they was like, hey, we finna go out.
It's just someone. It's someone that I wouldn't say because I'm not dating them, but like.
How did they approach you about it? Like, did they say, "Hey,
let's go to dinner"?
Let's go to dinner.
Yeah, like come on.
But they said, "Let's go to dinner, me and you." Let's go to dinner.
Casual,
with me and you.
Like when I go to dinner when I go to that dinner with that person, it's never just me and that person.
Right. So to them, they probably didn't think the same thing either.
Wait, y'all have intimate dinners?
I mean,
when was the last time you went on an intimate dinner? Like
an actual date?
Yeah, that's 2 weeks ago.
Well, that person is not my significant other.
I'm not asking you.
I'm not saying that person.
I'm asking you, when was the last time you went on a dinner where you got dressed? It was just you and the other person. Yeah. Like, was it a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a month ago, 3 months ago?
I don't care about the time, but has that ever happened?
It's happened, but it's been a long time since I've been on a date.
Okay, so
you was trying to find a
date. Let's
so May 14th, 2018.
You could have said in the summer. That's what I was asking.
So let's touch base on that.
Again, May 14th, 2018.
The guy that's asking names. Shut the fuck up.
I didn't ask the name.
Listen, I like this conversation because it goes into our next question, which is qualities, right?
Yeah.
So when you.
All right.
Go ahead. I'm gonna
switch the roles here.
I'm gonna look at me, sure. Look at me, sure. I'm the captain now.
Ask a question.
If I asked you on a date, or Kaya, or a girl, if I asked a girl on a date,
he just deboed. He just deboed.
I know nobody's asking. Go ahead. And I showed up in sweats and shit. Like, how would you feel? Like,
I mean. If
you
asked me on a date,
yeah, and I showed up in the sweats and like some super.
I mean, like what kind of sweats? Like a Nike Tech?
You thought I was feeling you? That nigga a munch.
Or like just like Walmart sweats.
That nigga a munch. That nigga a munch.
I know. I was like, okay, Ice Spice or whatever.
Ice Spice.
I mean, right? Like H&M sweats and like. You know,
I mean, if it's an olive green, like if it's like, it depends. You know what I'm saying?
Because
like,
you could just dress on.
You can dress something up.
You can dress sweats, but like, let's say
he could wear like a tan sweatsuit with that jacket he got on.
Oh, facts.
And I wouldn't be like, why does this nigga have on a fucking sweatsuit?
Man, that's weird to me.
That's fire. Okay, so let me go back before we had Debo.
I think it's weird because as a guy, you expect a girl to be.
Because if I'm going on a date with a girl,
I feel like this could all be clearly communicated by using your words.
No,
it's really not that big of a deal.
That's true too, because if
you're taking a girl on a date, just be like,
Make sure you dress nice.
How about if a guy did this to you? Because I've done this once time ever. They picked the outfit for you, like they knew your size and shit, and then had you like.
Did you just see how quick my face just fell?
You see what I'm saying? How would you feel about that? If like
I don't. First of all, you're not gonna tell me what I can't wear.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. Yeah.
Like I don't.
What if it was your man?
I don't like that.
Can someone have influence?
They can have influence, but you're not about to say. You're not gonna say you can't wear that. It has too many rips.
But what if they know like how you
your
dress?
Shorts are
like
too
say
short.
like
Can you not fight?
Say you were dating a man for a year.
Not fight? Is that?
She is third. No, what I'm saying is this. No, I'm not saying it's not gonna be revealing. I'm saying like, what if they knew you as a person? They know like, damn, Maddie would love to wear this and show her body.
I think it would be very thoughtful. I'd probably do
That's
it
what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking. You're like, no, I'm not wearing a no outfit. No,
well, the way that you made it, the way
I wasn't. What I was asking was like, if he picked something particular to you that you would like, that he knows your style. He laid it out like, here, I'll pick you up at 8. Here's some money to go get your nails done. Da 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 da. How would you feel if somebody took that effort and did that for you?
I'd be like, oh, that's very sweet. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so one question within the whole subject before we go into our wrapping out session, right? What are the
we're done already?
Almost, yeah.
Damn,
it's such a
we're
good
trying to keep the episode short.
So like some qualities, right? What qualities are you guys particularly looking for in your guys' significant others?
Looking for anything. I'm trying to find myself.
Yeah. That's good. See, that's good. That's a good answer. Right. Guys, find yourself.
Also, I just feel like I wouldn't say that you're not supposed to sacrifice anything in a relationship, but I also feel like you're not supposed to sacrifice too much. And like your significant other, you guys are kind of just supposed to like, you know what I'm saying? Like
coming
you're
from
just.
Experience.
You feel like it should be a happy medium, like like compromise. Like
you
can sacrifice some things, but not sacrifice everything.
Yeah, the word is really compromise.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't understand compromise, and I think too. And ladies, if y'all disagree, feel free to say what you said. But I feel like with women,
What's funny?
That's
he hasn't said anything yet.
My man's finished something. What are you gonna say?
I'm scared of Don. What are you talking about?
I'm scared of Twine. You want to say some shit?
Scared me?
I feel like he wasn't even.
But I feel like a lot of women in today's generation don't take accountability on things.
That is very true, but there's also like
I think a lot of people in general don't take accountability for things.
Yeah, definitely.
I think women are hard.
We're stuck in this societal.
Would you date a guy that regularly sees a therapist?
Yes, I would want my significant other to see a therapist because I feel like if you're not in touch with yourself or have your mental health in order, how is this ever going to work?
Okay,
great point. What about you?
What?
Would you ever date a guy that sees a therapist regularly?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I?
I'm just asking. Some girls might think I'm motherfucker crazy, but no, you're right. No, that's
I feel like if you're not,
what if you're saying like, what if you're
you
not
don't have
saying
to be crazy to be in therapy?
Exactly.
I know that. I'm saying like.
For people that's not educated,
some people don't have that.
Therapy is not a bad thing. Therapy is a great thing. I feel like everyone should go at least every few months or so, even if you don't feel like you need to.
Yeah. Yeah, speak.
No, we're not.
I don't know. I think some people. I don't know. I think therapy is definitely good. I think some people can manage it on their own though too.
I think so as well, but also sometimes because I wouldn't say I was against therapy for a long time, but I tried to start going to therapy when I was in high school, and it took me a long time to get comfortable with talking to somebody about what I was going through. So then I just started thinking I could do everything by myself, but like it's okay to have help.
Yeah.
And that's something some people struggle to realize.
True.
So.
Yeah, because a lot of times they just think that a therapist is just somebody you talk to and work through all your problems just by talking. But there's different types of therapy that work for different, issues. Like cognitive behavioral therapy, talk therapy. There's different types of therapy.
Okay.
So.
And I think people have to understand, like, the premise of therapy, too, is, like, it's not, like you said, like, with talk therapy, for an example, it's not just somebody just to be just telling you something. It's really just to create a healthy communication line with somebody. Like, your therapist isn't not, like, I don't think people should go into therapy thinking, like, they're finna get told what to do or get nagged at.
No, so you have to want it for yourself. You can't go to therapy like with a negative attitude about it at all, or it's not gonna work.
So therapy's a green flag. Red flag.
What's a red flag?
And men.
And men.
For you guys. Just kidding.
I don't know. I feel like
something casual. It could be something more casual.
Someone that's very like
no ambition,
full of themselves and cocky, and always talks about themselves. Like I hate when somebody like repeats the same like stories or like things about themselves that they already told me yesterday. Like when I'm starting to get to know somebody, like
yeah, baby.
I don't know, like.
Let you start.
I've dealt with that in the past where.
I spent 10 days yesterday.
Like, yeah, like somebody's that's just very fun.
I also hate flashy men, like that flash off money.
I feel like,
and
I've never heard a woman say that.
I feel like y'all get that probably a lot.
It's irritating because I'm not gonna lie, like I'm a very hyper independent individual, so like.
Flashy in a way though. What way?
I would say they try and remind you so much that they have money, and also like they walk around with a
I'm gonna remind you, baby. You can see it.
Like walk around with a thick wad of cash, or like you think it's cool to pull out a wad when the bill's $20. Like there's no need to do all of that.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I agree.
You know how I play it up? I just like, oh shit, let it fall out.
It would be a big, like mine is really like ambition and wanting better and growth. Like,
no, I feel like that is kind of
and actions to take to get there. If that makes sense. Because a lot of people can say that.
I'm not trying to be rude or nothing.
Let's come on, talk to our younger self.
But before we wrap it up, I got one question for both of y'all. What would y'all tell y'all 5-year-old self?
Both of y'all?
Well, 3 of y'all.
Are you excluding him?
Man, Diego acting like a host, bro. I'm confused.
I ain't gonna lie, Diego has been like staring shit.
I'm like,
because that's naturally who I am, bro.
I ain't mad at it.
I'm not mad at it. You're right on the job. Bye.
I was talking mad shit. Talking about, I'm the one that
This take pressure off me. This is the first episode I ain't really had to talk that much.
What would we tell our 5-year-old self?
Yeah.
Yes.
5-year-old?
No, not 5-year-old self.
Honestly,
I want you.
Well, your younger self. Your younger
I want
self.
like a logical answer so that I could like be rich when I get older,
something
or like
that.
you know like a real
something like that.
So
for
or
example,
a sentimental answer.
Either one.
Let me ask a better question. Answer. Would your teenage self be hype as to the person you are right now?
Absolutely.
I wouldn't even say be hype. I've just grown a lot mentally.
Would they be proud of the
I was
person?
gonna say I would just tell myself to. Everything happens for a reason, and when it happened, like when it's going to happen, it's going to happen when it's supposed to.
You're answering his question. Answering mine. I'm saying, would your teenage self be proud of who you are right now?
Well, but he has to answer his question.
She did.
She just answered.
But I kind of answered both in one. I just feel like my teenage self would probably be like, "You're cool," because my sister thinks I'm the coolest person in the world. But I also am still a human and an individual that has much more growth to. Yeah.
It's good.
I would tell myself to follow my intuition and just not convince myself that I'm crazy, but trust my gut feelings and do what I want to do and not as I'm told.
Diego, what would you tell your younger
self?
self?
What would I tell my younger self?
Yeah.
Ooh, man, a lot. For one, my younger self would be like ecstatic to who I am right now. Like, they'd be like, "Oh, I want to," but I would probably tell him something along the lines of, she said, like, just follow what you want to do, because I feel like I lost a lot of years trying to please other people.
I can say that too.
Like,
definitely.
when I first started, I didn't even want to go to college. I thought that was the right thing to do because that was like what I was supposed to do. But like, if I had to go back and tell myself, give myself a little like
leverage.
Hey, go buy this. Save the money to go get this. You know, go get this camera or whatever.
I agree.
I would skip architecture class because that's what I thought I wanted to do.
I agree.
To go to the movies.
So we haven't us three haven't done this either for our segment, right? So, what would you tell your younger self, Twan?
I would. Sorry.
Go ahead. Do your thing.
I would also say that is not the only girl in the world for you. I would tell myself that.
You had to say that. You had to
bro,
because
you cut him off to say that.
Yeah, sorry.
Fucking asshole.
Of all things to have to say.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I thought it was gonna be something important.
I fucked my life up. You know what? It is because I fucked I made some bad decisions based on a girl I thought was.
I can say I made some bad decisions because of a boy.
You know what would be funny though? Like out of all of these sentimental stuff, I bet you this goes viral. What he said, this goes viral.
What?
That's not the only girl in the world.
No, well, I mean, bro, I think a lot of young boys and women too, but like mainly men because I have a nephew, I have a lot of nephews, but I have a godson that talks about, you know, sometimes he feels like that's the only, those are the only girls in their world for them. Yeah, why not, bro? You are like 15.
That's just lust.
Yeah, I get it, but they don't understand that. When you're young, you don't understand. There's nobody telling you that. You know what I mean?
But here's the thing.
There's nobody trying to guide them. Like, hey, like this isn't. You know, this is just like a.
To that point, though, I think that we all kind of go through that, though.
Yeah,
like, when we're young and we finally get a relationship with someone, or we finally meet someone that like we like for real. Man, you just talking in the middle of it's rude.
He said.
Yeah. But exactly. But no, I feel like when you're that young though, you're just so engulfed in the moment.
Yeah, 100%.
And you don't really. I think when you start to have experiences, and your experiences come as you get older, but when you start to have experiences with just people and just different relationships and different mindsets, you start to understand like how you need to like kind of gauge things a little bit.
Well, I feel what I mean is like I've made almost life altering decisions.
Oh, okay. See, I've never done that.
I thought I was
in
love. You get what I'm saying? Because there was nobody. Like my older brother was doing his own thing. There was nobody telling me like, hey, like. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but here's the thing.
But also, in that moment, did you accept the fact that you were doing it because of that? Because I did something, and I was like, I convinced myself it wasn't for this person. After the situation, I was like, all right, I need to admit that the reason why I did this was for that.
Just to touch base, just to be the other side of the spectrum of that stuff, right? I think it's also to how your upbringing is.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, 100%. That's 100%. I can
it's
say
also
that as
well. An upbringing. So if here's the thing, if I wasn't exposed, and I'll just before we close again, if I wasn't exposed, if I stayed my ass in the Middle East and in Spain and the Philippines, right, I would have had that concept of this is one woman in the world. Mm-hmm. I did not have that concept of this voracious more thinking until I came to the United States of America. America! Fuck yeah! It's not a shot. It's not a shot because I look at my culture. I look at my culture, right? I look at my culture, and it's beautiful. There are generations and generations and generations of of families in one single house. Amazing. And there are stories of my uncles telling me, hey, I sometimes I look at other women, but I've never. When I was 15, I knew that she was the one. Well, I know she was the person for me. And like I said, this is the other side of the spectrum. And this is because that's why I challenge that, because like we have these viewpoints, right? And it's because of what social media or what the world
and what you're
surrounded with. Mm-hmm. But if you're not surrounded by that, a lot of this shit doesn't really matter. If you find somebody,
I always make a post every now and then saying social media.
But it also depends on how you take what your upbringing was too, because everyone takes everything different.
Absolutely.
Men in general make mistakes and end up changing their life in the worst way because they're dealing with women issues. Women do it too, obviously.
But women or men also don't know how to understand their feelings.
Exactly. Yeah, because you don't have that. You don't have that.
I think
a lot of face them.
No. Men don't. You're right. She's right, because a lot of times you don't have somebody you can talk to or feel safe to say things to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if I would have told my boys, or even my older brother, if I would have told my older brother, like, man, like, and I tried to say feelings about how I felt about that particular situation with that girl, quit being a bitch, bro.
So you're saying, you're essentially saying that men don't know how to express themselves. Some men or all men?
No, some men.
I think both.
Okay. I think a majority.
In generation,
I don't think majority.
I think it's a societal thing.
Yes, that's true.
Both don't know how to answer.
Just based on like women, kind of the way that we grow up, we have to be emotionally intelligent. We mature faster, and like it's kind of pushed on us to be that way. And like men, like this is just very generally speaking.
Yeah, in general.
On a binary level, but like men are also raised in a way that like makes them feel like they don't have to deal with their feelings.
Y'all ever
they
heard
just internalize it and keep pushing. We feel our feelings and keep pushing. There's a difference.
See, I feel like now.
You heard the song "Teach Me" by Music Soul Child. In the beginning, he says, "Growing up, he was taught a man should never cry."
Yeah.
See that whole narrative right there, I disagree with because
I was listening to that.
I view
jam on that for sure.
I view things on like a more human level.
Were you raised differently though than general population of men?
I don't know how the general population of men was raised. I'll just say this. The things that I was taught growing up, I've just known to not contradict it. So for me, and this goes back to what I was saying, like on a human level, I'm human, bro. And sorry, I'm about to say some weird shit, but I sleep, I eat, I piss, and I shit, just like all 4 or 5 of y'all.
I apologize for that. Anyways,
I don't know. That's somebody's language.
I don't shit.
But no, I'm saying just language. But like I view things like that. Like we all are the same and shit. And it's I was on my point. Damn.
I mean, you're right. We're all the same. We all process emotions.
Yeah, we all process emotions the same and stuff like that. And it's like I feel like people have to understand. We have to, or men. I ain't gonna say people. Well, people and men. Men specifically though. We have to break this thing of us not being vulnerable.
Yeah.
Because when we're not vulnerable, like if we're not showing us being vulnerable, it kind of takes away. Like for me, I'm a vulnerable person.
It builds a wall between being able to connect with other people on that level.
And even when you are vulnerable, it takes a minute for people to see that because they see you as a man first and they think what you guys are saying first.
Right.
And stuff. For me personally, I'm at a point in my life where I don't mind being vulnerable to the right person or whoever. I just want people to understand, like, yo, I'm a human. If you say this, whether you joking or not, if it offends me, please understand it offends me.
Yeah. So I think going back to what we would tell our younger selves, what I would tell them is we'll go back to you. But what I would tell my younger self is just slow down. Just take everything day by day. I think
I'll tell your younger self that same exact shit too.
Absolutely.
I'm like, slow your little ass down, nigga.
Horny.
I had someone tell me that.
I think that's what I would tell my younger self, and I would that's what I would preach to everybody here. I think we live in a fast-paced society. And sometimes we feel like we're always missing out or like FOMO or something, right? But just it's okay to take a step back and just slow down and assess the situation and just see if it's good for you, see if it's not good for you. So that's what I would tell my
do what makes you happy, not what makes everyone else.
Twan, before we close, you want to tell us what you?
No, I honestly, I would really just tell my younger self, like, don't believe in what people tell you, because people for real, don't believe in what people say about you when I say tell you. Like, don't.
A bird just hit our window.
Hit the window.
For real? He's down there.
That was funny.
I think it's okay. It's fooling that brand.
Yeah, no, I just don't believe into what people have to say about you. Just,
Okay.
Words and actions.
Yeah, man. Like, understand where you're going, understand what you're doing. And just, trust the process. Just really trust the process. It's gonna be good days and bad days, but just understand you gotta overcome that shit.
That's mine.
Can you?
I think all our teenage selves were probably.
Thank you, brother. Squeak.
I feel like most teenagers feel like the world's gonna you have to be, especially with social media. I feel like you have to do something at a certain time. You have to be married by this time. You have to be there, because
I can agree with that, because
especially in the Mexican, I'm Mexican, so in our culture, it's like you find a job, you get married, you have to have kids. Like I don't have any kids. I'm in my 30s, so it's just like that's rare. I have a guy I went to school with. His daughter just had a kid. He's a grandpa. He's the same age as me.
Jesus.
So it's like that's crazy to me. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, what the fuck? So it's like I feel like we're like certain cultures are bred.
34, right?
Huh?
34. So Squeak, what would you tell
He said
you?
watch your surroundings.
I said keep your eyes open, watch your surroundings. You never know what could be in front of you. Stop looking backwards. And go what's for you for real.
You sound like a street nigga.
Yeah, that is so true. Like you sound like.
But
that's a good thing though. That's where you grew up at. So in closing,
pictures where we at.
In closing, guys, I just want to say I appreciate all you guys and all
thank you guys for coming.
This was
and all your insights for coming here. Before we close, we have a couple things we want to show you guys, but And just touch on a couple subjects. We are launching the new shirts coming up. New shirts coming up. We have our About Us film, which was finished and directed by Diego Cruz right here. And then, just a couple things like join our VRP for our new launches. And just to touch on Renaissance again. And we've touched on this plenty of times on our previous episodes. It's rebirth, right? I know it's hot.
No, right.
It's real hot.
Oh, I thought I was tripping.
No, it's hot.
Damn, you're not even layered up like we are.
Right?
No,
I got
my pants, these are
a light sweater with this. I'm like,
Yeah.
But yeah,
just to go back on it, Renaissance is about rebirth, and Twan, touch on that before we close.
Renaissance is about rebirth, man. The collection is really dope. Make sure y'all cop it. Make sure y'all really check out the visual that Diego has put together and stuff. It really embodies the true essence of the meaning of Renaissance for not just Detroit, but just for the Godi brand as well. So it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot coming up soon. We appreciate you guys for tapping in, man. I want to thank Don for being here. My bad, Maddie. Thank you for Maddie for being here. Kaya for being here. Diego, Squeak, and Spirit.
It's such a loser.